Okay, so let's review boxes 8 through 10 again. So the standard form, the vertex form, and the factored form. Starting with standard form, box number 8. So standard form looks like that equation where you have ax squared plus bx plus c. There's no parentheses anywhere, so that's standard form. The A tells you the direction. If it opens upwards, A is positive. If the graph opens downwards, then A is negative. The C value at the very end, that's your y-intercept, and you would write it as 0, c. And there's the axis of symmetry, which you can calculate with that formula. So negative b over 2a. And then, yeah, that is standard form. Those are the things you can tell from standard form. Box number 9 is vertex form. So for this one, you have stuff inside of parentheses that's being squared. That's the equation that you would see. The A is the same A that you get in standard form. So it's the same A number no matter what. And then if A is positive, it opens up. If A is negative, it opens down. Same thing. Vertex form will tell you your vertex. So if you have in the vertex form the H and the K, whatever you see there, that's going to be your vertex, H, K. And vertex is this point, the bendy part of your parabola. Okay, so it's either the lowest point or it's the highest point, just depending on if you're facing upwards or downwards. And axis of symmetry is going to pass right through the vertex, so it's going to have the equation of x equals h, because it's the vertical line that passes through your vertex. So it just takes the x value of your vertex. And then moving on to box number 10 for factored form, this is where you see two sets of parenthesis things. Those parenthesis things, those are your factors. So you have a, and then you have one factor, and you have another factor. That's why it's called factored form. And then the a is the same a. So if it's positive, your graph opens up. If it's negative, your graph opens down. And then inside those factors, you will find the R1 and R2. Those are your roots, also known as zeros, also known as x-intercepts. Those three things, they're the same thing. It's just like having two nicknames. But yeah, roots are zeros, which are x-intercepts. And then you can write them out as R1, 0 and R2, 0. And then your axis of symmetry is the line that's right in the middle of your two roots. So that's why you take the two root numbers, R1 plus R2, you add it and you divide by 2. That's how you find the middle between them. So once again, on the pictures, these are your roots of that upward facing one, and these are your roots of the downward facing one. Remember, the roots are your x-intercepts, also known as your zeros. And the axis of symmetry is just right in the middle of it. Okay, so those are boxes 8, 9, and 10. We're also gonna go over box 16, but we can go over it. We'll go over it now, and then we'll come back to it later on when we do the skills practice as well. So box 16 is when you're calculating the a value. Remember the a that's appearing in all three forms of the equation. That a value, you're going to choose your quadratic form, and then you're going to substitute the key points and solve for a. Right now, that probably makes no sense to you, but we will come back to that, okay? So you can calculate a by substituting in a point. So that was us just kind of going over our notes that we are going to use for our skills practice today. Are there any questions? I'll pause the video to see if you guys have any questions. So it sounds like we have no questions. I'm going to end the video.